All right, welcome to Pennies to Plenties, man. We got a special guest, my boy Big Stay.
Hey man, it's your boy Big Stay, the prisoner's voice. Sup with the click, live and direct, so don't like rock me to a lie, or praise be to a lie. Peace be upon the viewers that's about to watch this blessed interview.
Let's get it, man. Yeah, so we here. We finally made it happen. We got a good interview on the way. So we're going to just start by just saying, what's your name? Introduce yourself. You know what I'm saying? And let the viewers get to know you.
My name is Big Stay, the prisoner's voice, formerly known as Lil Stay, doing shit. Where you want me to start off at when I was growing up?
Yeah, just start off. Let's just start off about like basically your life, how you like as you growing up as a kid.
Oh, all right,
Let's
so
say, like, you know.
man, we're gonna take you on an autobiography. So I was born, raised in Sacramento, grew up in the neighborhood G Parkway. Went to Parkway Elementary, went to preschool at Parkway Elementary, met all my childhood friends there. Went to Parkway Elementary to about the 3rd grade. Then when I was in the 3rd grade, I ended up getting kicked out of Parkway Elementary. And then once I left Parkway Elementary, I ended up going to John Steele in Meadowview. So, you know, going to Parkway Elementary, you know, that's a neighborhood within itself. Yeah. So, you know, there you meet a different group of friends. So then, you know, I started meeting, you know, my partners, Lil Eddie, Lil Eli, Frank, Beatty, Marvin, Marvell, Shaniqua, JJ, you know, just everybody.
Yeah.
So, bam. Then I end up in John Steele. So now I'm in Meadowview.
Yeah.
I'm with all the Meadowview kids. So now I'm running into, you know, my boy Lil Wood, Bert, just all these different Meadowview cats. Boom, boom. So I go there for like a year. At the end of the year, I think I ended up slapping some female in class. I ended up getting kicked out. So boom, after there I ended up in Edward Kimball. So now Edward Kimball, I think I was doing cool in Edward Kimball, and then I ended up getting switched right next door to Cesar Chavez. So I go to Cesar Chavez. So the first day in class, I'm just fucking around. Boom, boom. I got one of the little stink bombs.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the back of the class. I just throw that motherfucker in front. And they go off, and all the students like, oh my gosh, what's that smell? What's that smell? It's my first time in life ever being told on. A female student pointed at me. She said he threw something. What? I go to the office. I'm sitting in the office. They do the worst thing they could do. They call my mama.
Oh shit.
Next thing I know, she talking about your mama want to speak to you. So I get on the phone. I'm like, yeah, mama. You know, you be on the phone. Your mama be at work. Well, she got the one of them silent, but you know, firm. Yeah, boy, wait till your ass get home. I'm about to tear your ass up. So boom, I ended up getting home. I mean, I got my ass whooped that day. What? But I wasn't tripping because I could still go outside. You know what I'm saying? To fuck with the fellas. So boom, I get off school, I get my ass whooped. Cause you know, as soon as you get out of school, the homies come to my door, Lil Frank, then they come to my door. Hey man, could Jamel come outside? And then they know, mama say no, I'm in trouble. So boom, I come outside. You know what I'm saying? I still got the dried up tears running down my face. The homies laughing. So boom, they sitting there joking and shit. After that, we just go and start stealing bikes. So now we running through the neighborhood. We'll steal the bikes, take them right there to the creek behind the G. And in the back of the G, it's like it's the back of the G 4100, then it's the G 4300. But it's that creek that separate both of them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll go down there, strip the bikes, and take like the white walls and the 100 spokes and shit. So boom, I end up being at Cesar Chavez. I think I finished out that year. Then I end up slapping another female.
Oh shit.
Cause she gonna tell me eat my pussy while I'm on my period or some shit. So I ended up slapping her.
What the
Then
fuck?
I ended up at Bowling Green. So boom, I go to Bowling Green. That's where I meet my white partner Marshall at. I'm not knowing. I'm going to this house, and he lived with his grandma. But his dad, it got a bald head. But every once in a while, his dad would be disappearing. His dad is going to the pen. So looking back, I'm not knowing. My white friend, his dad is a skinhead. So boom, we come real close though.
Yeah.
So boom, I end up doing cool with Bowling Green. I ended up graduating from Bowling Green, but I had to go to summer school. So I ended up going to Fern Bacon. Then I did cool with Fern Bacon. So bam, once I leave Fern Bacon, now I'm in middle school. So mind you, my older brother Quail, he 2 years older than me. So I'm about to go to the middle school that he already going, or that he just left. So boom, it's a gang of my partners. I'm talking about partners that went to school. I told you, like, from Parkway and shit, but then it's partners that went to school at John Steele and shit too. But now we all in one thing. So now I'm knowing like 2-3 different groups of people. So we get there, the first day we get there, you know, you go to middle school, it's something different. Now you seeing females that's developing. So I see this thick ass bitch. I'm like, oh, what's up? She like, is your brother Quill? I'm like, yeah. She like, y'all look dead alike. But she wouldn't fuck with me. So boom. After a while, we get used to the neighborhood. So now I'm walking the homies around and I'm teaching them how to steal G-Rides. So now I got them cutting class. My nigga Bubba 10 plus, my nigga KB 10 plus, my nigga Buzzing, all these niggas. So boom, we running around the neighborhood stealing cars and shit. So one day we end up getting one, and then we end up getting pulled over. But the car wasn't reported stolen, but the police like, man, I knew y'all just didn't look old enough driving. So they end up calling everybody mamas. And then we end up going home, but the homie go home, his mama beat the shit out of him. So boom, now it's changing, because now we up there with the activities, because this is like the kicking spot. You know what I'm saying? This ain't even really school. This is like a place where we just going to meet up at. So boom, I forget what we do, but one day we all end up in the office. I'm talking about the principal come up, round up everybody. So now we all in the office, everybody sitting there talking shit. Matter of fact, I think some shit happened on the school bus and somebody told on us. I know exactly what it was. And somebody told on us, and it was some serious shit because they had to call the police. But they couldn't prove it. So boom, they was already mad. So boom, ended up finishing the 7th grade, but right before I started the 8th grade, the principal called me to school early. So I go to school, I'm the only one in the office. I'm like, man, what's going on? He like, oh yeah, man, come in my office. So I go in the office. He talking about, yeah, we need you to sign the behavioral contract for the 8th grade year. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, I'm not signing nothing. So boom, I leave. He tried to call my mama. She like, yeah, we tried to have him sign the contract and he didn't want to sign. She like, so? Why would my son sign the contract? He ain't even did nothing yet. So boom, I end up going there 8th grade. I forget what happened. One day I walk in class, I think I'm mad or something, and the teacher walk up on me. So I push the teacher. They expelled me out the school district.
Damn.
What?
So that's like 4 schools?
Now I'm expelled out the school district. So then I end up at right there by what's them projects on Broadway.
The New Arvija T Circle.
New Arvija T. I end up over there at a hands-on elementary called Success Academy.
Success Academy, I know what you're talking about.
So when I go there, you got my boy Quez, Frank there, Big Stick there, damn, I forget, Corey, the other homie Corey, he there. So boom, I go there, and I'm in class one day. And I had a teacher, this black dude. He probably like 5'2", bald head, but he was smart. But at the time, you know, you young, you ain't really paying him no attention. But I remember one day we in class, he like, yeah, man, for all y'all that want to be hard-headed, that don't want to listen, he like, man, I was just reading the newspaper today, and statistics say that they already building like 15, 20 new prisons, and for 7 out of 10 of y'all, it already got your name on the bed.
Damn.
So boom, he say that. But like I say, at the time, we ain't paying that no mind. So we up there acting up, getting body slammed at school. And then one day, I remember I come in class, and I'm sitting there, and Corey say something to me, and I just stab him in the leg with a pencil.
Damn.
So when I stab him in the leg with the pencil, he gets to screaming, and it kind of startled me.
Damn.
So damn, boom, I get up, and he leave out. Then next thing I know, they calling me to the principal office. They like, yeah, man, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm not saying nothing. So like, you know, this is a serious matter. We could call the police and press charges, but he said he don't want to press charges or nothing. And I ended up getting suspended. Then I ended up finishing out that year. Boom. Now,
Real quick, what made you stab Corey in the leg?
I don't know. I would forget what happened that day. It was something that happened. He just said something.
Yeah, it was serious.
And I was already mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was already mad. So it's like, then at that time I'm turned.
But how are you feeling? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
You turned.
I'm just turned. I'm just like they call the YNs a day.
Yeah.
I'm just turned. You know what I'm saying? Just automatic. Oh, that's the part I missed. One day I had came home from school. So my mama, she waiting at the door. And she sit me and my brothers and them down at the table. And she like, I want y'all to know that your dad gonna be going away for a long time. At the time, I'm not knowing. He just had went on the run for a murder. So he ended up going, this was like 2001, 2002. So he ended up taking a deal for manslaughter and getting 6 years. So I was like 8 years old at the time. So fast forward, boom. I can't go to no regular schools. So all my partners is either going to Burbank or Kennedy. So I'm like, damn, I'm all the way at American Legion or American Choice High. I'm all the way at American Choice High all the way by I gotta catch the regional transit to get there. Like, nigga, like 2 buses. Cause this school was like all the way in downtown. And I'm talking about, what's that that hospital?
Talking about, is it Sutter?
Sutter. I'm past Sutter. I'm like past J Street. I'm all the way down. Yeah. I'm mad to the motherfucker. I'm going to school. I don't know. Oh, matter of fact, I knew the dude named Anthony from Eastside Peru. Because he was messing with my cousin Kenny, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? When I used to when I used to stay in the P, we used to go over there to my auntie house. So I ended up meeting him. So when I get there, he like the only one I know, but I grew up with him. He was around, but I didn't really grow up with him. It's different from like my everyday friends. We, doing homework together, stealing bikes together, going to the stores together, the ice cream truck together, football, Pop Warner, rugby. What's that one where you throw the ball up and somebody catch and they run? Spin it.
Oh no, that's called. Damn man, not Blitz.
Damn, I forget, but we over there,
you talking about Smith Queer?
Smith Queer.
Yeah,
so we over there playing that, and boom, next thing you know, I'm all the way over here, surrounded by a bunch of people that's basically foreign.
Yeah. So
then, boom, I start slowly but ditching school. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm hanging out. This when I run into my partner, Dane, from Meadowview. He was from Meadowview Guns at the time. We was still cool. And who else? Oh, my boy Twaniani, all them, D-Bola, L, Easy, all them. So about time then, I'm running around the neighborhood, we hitting house licks. You know what I'm saying? The old school knock on the door, ask if somebody there. If don't nobody answer, you know what time it is. Yeah. So boom, now the behavior is escalating. So I ended up playing for Kennedy football team though. So I still had something to look forward to.
What year was this for Kennedy football?
2006. This was a 2006 season. Okay. Because 2005 I had just won a championship for the South Sac Vikings, junior midgets. Yeah. Okay. Then I went straight to junior varsity because they ain't had no freshman team. So boom. One day I go to practice. The coach talking about, can y'all huddle up? We like, huddle up? He like, yeah, man, it's sad to say, man, but y'all can't play foot in the ball no more. Motherfuckers acting like they don't want to do their homework and get up their grades. Damn. So boom, now the football team shut down. So now we just full-fledged in the school and in the streets.
So they got full-fledged in there.
You know what I'm saying? So
this 2006, right?
This 2006.
Okay.
So fast forward a couple months later, January 2007, at the age of 14, I ended up getting arrested allegedly for a first-degree murder and a gun enhancement and a gun. So now, at the age of 14, my first adult court, I didn't even go to juvenile court. I got directly filed on under the 707 and got tried as an adult. So my first court date, my attorney come in, her name Joanne Harris, she like, they gonna charge you, they gonna tell you facing 25 years of life, So boom, I'm like, all right, you mean you can't really do nothing. And at that time, I'm like, shit. So boom, I'm going to court, I think like Department 60 or 61 at the county jail, because they transport you from juvenile hall in a little van shackled up to the county jail. So boom, I'm going to my first court date like a couple hours before. They like, you got an attorney visit. So I go to the attorney visit. She like, I told you something wrong. I'm like, oh yeah. She like, yeah. She like, I made a mistake by saying you was facing 25 years of life. She like, you facing 50 years with 2 life sentences. So I'm like, damn. So boom, I go to the first court date. I come back. I see my boy Killer Wood. As soon as I see him, he already know. He like, what's wrong? Now I just start crying. I'm like, man, he said I'm facing 50 years of life. He like, what? He like, hell. I'm like, yeah. So boom, he ended up going to Hawaii. Like, I think at the end of 2007, I'm still fighting my case. He ended up getting like 13 years. So boom, I end up going to trial at the end of 2008. Then I ended up going to trial. I ended up losing trial. I was 16. Yeah, I was 16. I lost trial. Boom. They come in, find me guilty. Judge read the verdict. I come back like a month and a half later. My attorney trying to appeal the trial and give me another trial. It get denied. Go back for resentencing. End up getting sentenced to the 50 years with the 2 life sentences. Bam. So bam, I end up getting transported back to juvenile hall, and then from juvenile hall, I end up going to the CYA. So now I get to CYA as me, Killer Wood, Kern, Big Stick, Ray Michael from Franklin. It's like a gang of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My nigga Turk from Oakland, Teddy, rest in peace from the Gas. That was from Acorn. So boom, I get there, they all waiting on me. They know I'm coming. As soon as I get there, we instantly get to smoking, chilling, boom, boom. You know, they got the weights. And then there, like in juvenile hall, you go to school for like an hour or 2 hours, but the way they got it set up, see, if you ain't never been a prisoner, been to 180, it look like a 180, but it's like a controlled environment. So then when you get to YA, it's an open trade line. Like how you go to high school, you go out your house and you go to different classes and you just walking around. That's exactly how YA is. What?
Just like a big ass house.
I'm talking about is out of being locked up, that's the most freedom I ever had. What feeds you good? They got the weights.
So at that time, right? So when you, I wanted to kind of go back a little bit when you said that you were when you got sentenced, right? At that time, did you feel like everybody hit like turn their backs on you type shit? Like, did you feel like, damn, like nigga, now it's like there's nobody there supporting me? Like,
no. See, I never even felt like nobody even owed me nothing, at that age. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then
because the lifestyle we was living, we made a pledge. You know what I'm saying? That this is what it is.
That's what it is. Okay.
So at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, you be mad at the world, but you know what I'm saying, not knowing, you be more mad at yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't one of the persons. Then, you know, some of my partners kept in touch. You know what I'm saying? Little females kept in touch. Some people the whole time I was down. It may have not been just, but it was still consistent enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're facing how much time again?
I got sentenced to 50 years with 2 life sentences.
50 years with 2 life sentences.
Yeah.
Damn. And here you stand.
Yeah.
And here you stand.
My nigga speaking game though. That's crazy though. That's why it's like, and I wanted to also go back to, and you said your dad, because I wanted to talk about that too. You know, you said your dad got arrested at what? I was 8. You was 8, and then so was your mom and dad like both in the picture in your life growing up as you being a kid, or was it like mix and match type shit?
I mean, my dad didn't live with us, but my dad was around consistently.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He might call and fake on the motherfucker a couple times every 1 hour. You know how it is when you young and your dad caught up in the streets and you not knowing, because you might do it sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it was. You know, dad in the streets, he young, got all the old schools, doing this thing.
Yeah. So do you feel like, after you you said you got sentenced at 16, you went to the youth authority, and then once you got there, what was life like in there though? You said it was free.
I just told you it was free.
Chilling.
It's the best, it's the most freedom I had in during my time.
So when was it like, all right, man, now this big boy time? Like, what time was it when you got in and you was like, all right, it's a whole different program now?
Matter of fact, how much time did you actually spend in there until you got out?
I'm gonna lead up to that.
Okay.
So boom, like I said, I get to YA, and then it was this white lady. Cause all I was doing is, I ain't gonna lie, hitting the weights, smoking, and chilling. So I wasn't tripping all shit. I was getting my visits. So I was chilling. So the white lady, I come in class one day, she like, Jamel. I'm like, yeah. She like, I'm about to sign you up for the GED. I know you about to go to prison, cause on my 18th birthday I'm going to prison. Cause I'm only being held in YA until I'm an adult. So she like, I'm gonna sign you up to get your GED. I want you to get your GED before you leave prison. So I'm like, all right. And then I go back to laughing and talking with the homie. So she really go sign me up. So one day I'm in class, she's like, Jamel, you gotta take your GED test tomorrow. I ain't did no studying, no nothing. I'm like, what? She like, yeah, I told you. I said, yeah, I remember you were saying something about that, but I wasn't really taking you serious. I was just being polite.
Yeah.
I'm like, cause I don't give a fuck. She's like, yeah, all right, whatever, just show up tomorrow. So boom, I end up going in there, smoke me some weed. I look at the test, I instantly just get to doing it. Boom, 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 boom. So boom, it's like 2 weeks later, I done forgot I even took a GED. She come with a green 5-star folder. So she walk up, she's smiling. So now I'm kind of like off air, like, man, why this white woman smiling at me like this? Last time I went up in front of some white people, they gave me life.
Oh, God.
So boom, she come up, she open it. The homie Willie Bo from Greenside, from Oakland 77 Greenside. She like, congratulations. She even gave me a hug. She like, you got your GED? I'm like, what? She like, yeah. I'm like, damn, I ain't did no. The homie talking about, I know if you got your shit, I can get my shit. So boom, this nigga ended up taking it and failing.
That's crazy. He took it and fell it.
So boom, one more, like a week before I go to the pen, it's this white boy staff named Ferguson. Cool dude. He was in there seeing me getting all my fights, everything, and pepper sprayed me, maced me. So he like, hey, Stevens. I'm like, yeah. He like, man, what you want for your last meal? Cause he do this thing like on death row, how they get their last meal. Well, before when you turn to 18,
yeah,
he go home and cook your last meal before you go to prison. So he like, what you want your last meal to be? I'm like, shit, I don't know, some fried chicken, some macaroni and cheese, some cornbread, some green. The next day he come with a fat ass plate. What?
That's what's up.
Tore that shit up. Then next thing I know, time go by fast. Next morning, Stevens, everybody get quiet. They ready for you. Where I'm going? You going to DVI, Dual Vocation Institute Tracy. So boom. End up shackling me, taking my little property and shit. End up.
Real quick, what is that for people who don't know? Like,
that's a reception.
Okay.
Well, that was a reception for me. Some people go there for like level 1s, 2s, and I think 3s. It's shut down now though. Yeah. But it was like a level 1, 2, and I think a 3.
Yeah.
But I was just going for reception.
Okay.
So I go there at Tracy reception. So I end up going to reception. Then my counselor, she come see me like, I think I'm there for like 30, 45 days. Come congratulate me on getting my GED. Then she tell me, she like, you got 174 points. You gonna go to a level 4, 180 super maximum security prison. So boom, I'm like, all right. She like, where you want to go? I'm like, Folsom or Sat F, New Corcoran. She like, all right, but it's not guaranteed you're gonna go there. I'm like, all right, for sure. So boom, like 90 days later, 110 days later, 2 brown bags slide up under my door for my property. The motherfucker say HDSP.
What's that stand for?
I called a homie. I'm like, hey man, what's cause I'm on the 3rd tier. I'm like in cell 352. I'm like, hey man, what's HDSP? He like, why? I'm like, man, I'm going there. He like, oh. He like, you going to high desert.
Damn.
I'm like, hell no. So boom, I wake up one morning, they come get me. It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. You know how they get you when they round up the slaves. It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, have all your shit ready, we coming back. Get in the holding tank. It's like 20, 30 people. You know, hella people get on the bus because they going in the main lines. So boom, because when you're in a reception, you're in an orange. You don't really be in prison until you're in the state blues.
Like blue and white? Or
The blues.
Okay.
Just the blues. So boom. We all sitting there, boom, boom. We go to Old Folsom, drop some people off. We go to Susanville, that's right across the street from High Desert, drop some people off. Then we get to High Desert. As soon as you get there, you get off the bus, it got a sign that say High Drama State Prison. So boom, we go in there, you got to strip asshole naked, squat cough, you know what I'm saying? Humanize you, humiliate you. So boom, it's a black Serrano. He get to talking. Mind you, it's all white police. These are real racist police. They whoop his ass. Pepper spray him asshole naked. Throw him in a cage, put the fan on him.
Damn.
And they get to laughing. Now we being escorted to the yard. We get to the yard, we on lockdown.
Damn.
I think the Southerners and the whites is at war or something. No, the Northerners and the whites is at war. Boom. So I end up going into the cell with the OG homie from Meadowview. I'm not even knowing. His name Hennessy. I knew his son on the streets though. So I go in there, he laced me up on the politics, boom, boom. I get my paperwork, he end up reading it, boom, boom. He like, oh, you know what, you about to go home. He like, it may not be right now, but he like, man, you was 14 years old. But at the time, I ain't trying to hear that shit. So I end up going in there. You know, on the 180, you doing mostly lockdown time. And then it got like, it's a 180 design. So it'd be A section, then it got a wall up, then it'd be B section, then it got a wall up, then it'd be C section. So all three sections is split. So boom, we do most of the time on lockdown, so you gotta find a cell program. So boom, that's when I started, I've always been working out though, but then that's when I started consistently and constantly working out because it became therapy. Boom. And then, you know, you'll pick some time to read. Boom. Then you'll pick some time because you got TVs in your cell to watch TV. Boom. Then, you know, you just got to build your own program. So once I built my program, I was straight. So I'm there for like, I think like I'm there for like 4 years because I went there 2010 to 2014. They come with the Senate Bill 260. Juveniles that was 17 or under can do 25 years of life before they before they go off with parole. So my OG said, he like, man, see, I told you. I'm like, man, that's 25 years. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Nigga, what? And then that's a possibility. Yeah, that nigga, I don't mean I'm going home. That mean I got to go up in front of these white people, and they got to say if I'm going home.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hear that shit. So boom, I ended up being in High Desert for like 5 years. Then they end up opening a New York on Centinela, because Centinela always flipped the level from level 3 to 4, so they end up opening up a level 4 270, which give you more freedom. So I ended up transferring from High Desert to Centinela. So boom, I get to Centinela, and it's people coming from Pelican Bay, it's us coming from High Desert, it's people coming from New Delano and Sat F, New Corcoran, all level 4 180s going to the 270. So now we got to get there. You got to figure out the politics, what's going on, where the blacks gonna be at, where the Mexicans gonna be at, where the whites gonna be at, and just, you know, it's just all that little shit. So we get there, and it's new. So it's like, all right, boom, boom. I already know politics. I know politics from the 180. That's all the 180 is politics. So boom, I get there. First thing I ask, I'm like, what's the politics? So we get there, everybody sorting out the politics. Me and a couple of homies end up getting into it with some of the opposition. Then that created some more politics, because now it's like, all right, where do everybody stand at as far as like, because say you like Bloods, but then, you know, in SAC, everybody Bloods, but it's different fractions. So when you got the other Bloods that ain't used to that, and, you know, in the pen, usually if a Blood getting down with somebody else, they supposed to move. But now it's like both y'all Bloods, and now you got two Bloods jumping another Blood. It's like, what we do? So it's like, all right, so we end up getting a politics straight after a couple of demonstrations. So boom, I come out the hole. I got an OG celly named Steel Bill from LA Swans. So at the time he was in jail. I mean, he had been in prison for 36 years. So I come in there. He like, man, you just came out the hole. I'm like, yeah. He like, that's you. Yeah, that's y'all that been out there acting up. He like, youngster, what you need to do is sit down, get you a phone, get you a girl. Ain't nobody around here doing that. And you see y'all causing all the trouble. He like, man, I already know your situation. You gonna go home. So boom, I ended up getting a job in PIA, sewing machine operator. Had that for like 3 years, and then they end up opening in 2016 Imperial Valley College. So now they done brought the community college from the streets on into the prison. So I had been signed up for college, but I never could get no classes. So one day they just called me. Hey man, we got this new college program. It's a pilot program. You want to be a part of it? I'm like, yeah. So boom, I'm doing the college shit. Me, my boy Red Run, brother Malcolm from BGF. He had just got out the shoe after doing 30 years in the shoe. So boom, it's like 10 times I want to transfer prisons with brother Malcolm. He like, look, youngster. And then my other partner, OG partner, damn, I forget his name. But he used to always tell me, he like, hey man, look, I don't care what you do while you doing your time, you need to make sure you graduate college. As long as you graduate college, they gonna let you out of prison. So every time I get ready to try to transfer, brother Malcolm and him would be on me. Boom. So I ended up sticking it out. At the same time, I ended up getting married. 2018, I ended up getting married, and then a year before that, 2017, I ended up making the first documentary. A Little State of Struggle, Young Black Men in America. That's the one where I got my mom, my boy T, Mitch, L. I got like 15, 16 people on that documentary. Boom, I ended up making that, getting married. Then fast forward, 2020 come, I ended up graduating college. I finally graduated, got the AA degree in psychology. Then at the same time, I ended up getting an apprenticeship as a sewing machine operator. So boom, I ended up doing that, boom, boom. Then COVID come. I'm getting family visits. Then I remember, it was one of my first family visit, I ended up getting her pregnant. So boom, it was like just crazy. Then COVID come, boom. Everything gets shut down. No visits, no nothing. You can't, the outside world is completely shut off. All we got is a phone call every 6 days.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's prison. Everybody getting sick.
Yeah.
And how can you get sick in prison?
Right.
The only way you get sick is from the COs.
Yeah.
That's when the medical staff and them start posting videos in San Quentin. And that shit went viral, but now we on lockdown. Now it done took a toll on the marriage. Now me and my wife done separated. She ain't telling me that when I had got her pregnant, she lied to me talking about she had a miscarriage. But I knew it I just knew. So I kept pressing her for like 2 years. That ended up coming out. So now I'm like, I can't even look at you saying, because you done went behind my back and got an abortion because you listening to all these people talking about I ain't never coming home. So boom. 2021 come, still on lockdown on COVID. Then I ended up writing a book, Little State of Transition. I wrote it like in 4 months. Boom. Then Easy Money ended up hooking me, connecting me with Laquana, published books. She ended up helping me publish Little State of Transition because she got 19 books of her own. So boom, she ended up helping me publish the book. Then we still on lockdown. I'm in 2 buildings at this time. I end up going to 1 building with the homie Guy. So I'm in 1 building with Guy. I get bored one day. I'm like, man, I'm about to throw together the second documentary. I'm like, look, I got the Little State of Struggle. Then boom. Matter of fact, the book came about because everybody that was watching the documentary, they like, man, we hear everybody else talking about you, but we want to hear from you. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna write the book. So now you got it from my mom, the first-hand account.
Yeah.
So boom, now I'm like, all right, I wrote the book, I graduated college, now I'm elevating. I'm like, you know what, we're gonna make the documentary Beautiful Elevation. You know what I'm saying? Even though we going through these trials and tribulations and these triumphs and these tragedies, it's still a beautiful elevation from within prison. So boom, I be my boy Big TC, free my boy Big TC, man, MTM, you know what I'm saying? But I ended up running into him. So I'm like, look, and my boy Gino, I'm like, look, I'm gonna bring a phone into the kitchen. I'm like, Gino, you gonna interview me? I'm gonna do a walkthrough through the kitchen, and then I'm like, TC, I need a video for you, video from you too. So boom, TC ended up shooting a video. He was supposed to got in the interview when we was walking through the kitchen, but he ended up, I think he wasn't scheduled to work that day. So he ended up missing out. So we doing an interview, boom, boom. Then I'm calling my homies on the street, Easy Money. Because Easy was supposed to be in my first documentary, but he ended up going back to jail. But then when I made the first one, he had ended up going to jail. And then when he got out, he did the recording, but I didn't use it. So then come my second documentary, now he paralyzed. So I'm like, okay, boom. So now I'm calling different homies that I didn't have in my first documentary to get in the second one. So I'm like, all right, that's a good story, showing before he was paralyzed and now that he paralyzed, so you can see how his mind state and changed. Then who else I have in there? My boy Grizzle for sure. Germ Season, you know, do the closing and all that.
My boy D-Bella.
Yeah, my boy No Good, free my boy No Good, man. Had him in there. He was giving out some games to the youth, you know, why not to go to jail.
Hell yeah.
But then boom, I ended up doing that. Now, one day I go into the kitchen. There's these Southsiders in there, but they all been arrested since they was young, like 15, 14. So boom, I go in there one day, they got this paperwork. They like, stay. We used to be beefing too. We did not like each other, but we became cool. He like, stay. I'm like, yeah. He like, man, you gotta file this. You going home. I'm like, man, let me see. I'm reading it. I'm like, shit, what can I lose? So I boom, fill it out. I send it in. It's like 2023, March 2023. Boom. Then I don't hear nothing back. So I'm like, man, that's some bullshit. But now I'm hearing people actually starting to go home off of it. That being 17 and under, that had long sentences called People versus Heard, 1170D, resentencing, which states that basically after doing 15 years in jail and you were 17 and under, if you meet 4 criteria, one of which is if this is your first time arrested as an adult, and you're a juvenile, that you can file for resentencing. And his whole argument was that the reason why they call it People versus Heard, because they already had the 1170D, which was afforded to people that had life without parole, but it wasn't afforded to people with 50 years of life, 70 years of life. That was basically the functional equivalent to having life without parole, because you're gonna die in prison.
Yeah.
So he argued that he got that up under equal protection. So once he opened that door, everybody else followed suit. So when I filed mine, I don't hear nothing back.
Yeah.
So boom, one day, I'm at work, I'm in the kitchen, we go on lockdown, we come out, we go back to the cell, excuse me, somebody just got killed on the tier. So now we on lockdown, I'm bored, I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to fill out another one. So boom, I fill out another one, I sign up for the law library, they come shackle me, take me to the law library, I make copies, I'm blast them out. You gotta send one to the DA, you gotta send one to the judge, and you gotta keep a copy for yourself. So boom, I blasted out. Mind you, I done already filed hella other shit that I didn't qualify for, but I'm like, I ain't got nothing to lose.
Right.
So this attorney named John Stoller, I just did an interview with him on my podcast, got me out of prison. He like, I call him like, hey man, because mind you, they just came to my door with some legal mail saying they gave me a case number, and the DA got to respond within 30 days to why they shouldn't resentence me. So I call him like, hey man, he like, what Jamel? I don't want to hear it. I'm like, nah, just listen. I'm like, man, I got a case number. He like, what? He like, man, I'm about to write to court, man, and tell him I want to be appointed your counsel. I'm like, all right, for sure. So boom, we doing that for like 6 months. Now I'm coming up with a plan. I'm telling the little homie KM from the gas. I'm like, look, I'm about to drop 3 music videos in my 3rd documentary, and I'm gonna do 3 podcast interviews. And I'm like, by the time I drop that 3rd documentary, I'm gonna be walking out of prison. He looking at me like I'm crazy. So I'm like, all right, boom, the first music video, Black Ops, that's up on the Drill Estate. I'm like, I'm gonna drop that January 17th. And for one, I'm not a rapper. And then boom, the next one I drop on my birthday, February 22nd, boom. Then the 3rd one I dropped on Jack Day, March 15th, boom. And then my 3rd documentary I dropped on my grandma's birthday, May 7th. But in between then, April, the courts get back at me. They like, look, we're gonna deny what you filed, but up under this new law that kicked in January, that give me discretion as a judge to recall it, I'm about to recall it on my own, but before I recall it, I'm gonna get a DA a chance to respond or why I shouldn't recall it. So I called my attorney. I'm like, hey man, you heard anything? He like, nah, I got some, but I don't understand it because the judge wants some more briefings, but I don't understand because she denied it too. So I gotta wait till I read the paperwork. So then I go to the cell and they just come with the legal mail and I read it. So I call him back. He like, man, I said, nah, I got the paperwork. He like, read it to me. And I read it to him. He like, look, it sounds like they want us to come up with a deal. He like, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach out to the DA and see if we can get you a voluntary manslaughter, time served, no probation, no parole. He like, the only thing is you gonna be upheld with a adult conviction. Now, if you appeal the denial and you win, you go back to juvenile court, and it's your juvenile record. So I'm like, man, just reach out to the DA, see if we get the manslaughter. So like 2 weeks go by, I call him like, man, you heard something? He like, I ain't heard nothing yet, but I'm gonna let you know. Then one day I come in from York, I got a message on my tablet. He like, call me, so I already know what time it is. Like 30 days later, he like, the DA agreed to the deal. He like, man, call your folks, tell them you coming home in a couple weeks. I'm like, oh, all right, bet. He like, so I call him like, hey, I'm coming home. They're like, for real, for real? I'm like, yeah, but I know people don't believe me. So boom. I go.
They mind. They think you in there for.
Yeah. You know how people think, man. That's why I don't be fucking with people to this day.
How much time until you received that news? How much time did you spend?
What? At this time, I was at 17 years and 6 months.
17 years and 6 months. Okay. And you were supposed to do, say it again, repeat it again. I know you said it earlier.
Yeah, I was supposed to do 50 years of life.
50.
My original release date was, parole day was January 19th, 2057.
Okay.
And then under the Senate Bill 260, it went from January 2057 to January 2031.
And what I hear is that you took advantage of an opportunity, right? From somebody who you necessarily didn't like in the beginning, but gained a friendship with, right? They tell you to sign a piece of paper. You feel what I'm saying? This could get you out. You just took the opportunity because, like you said, it was a key word and a key sentence you said in there where you said you had nothing to lose. You know?
Exactly.
So it's like I might as well just do it, right? And another thing that I commend you on is you listen to somebody else who you necessarily didn't have understanding with in the beginning. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
For you to still do that, you know what I mean? I mean, you guys probably built a good relationship, but for you to still do that, it's remarkable. You know what I mean? Like the signs,
yeah,
it was there. You know what I mean? And all I think about is, what if you didn't sign the paper? What if you was arrogant? You know what I mean? It's like,
still be a bit at the motherfucker, man.
You feel me?
Nah, it's crazy because I used to tell brothers that, man. I used to always tell them, man, sign up for the class because I remember I was in PIA. I always tell this in all my interviews. OG told me, he said, man, even though you got life, you got to prepare for like you going home tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even though I was hard-headed and I didn't want to listen, the seeds was already being planted and it just started coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Because earlier you said that this is the mentality, this was the lifestyle we chose, right? Did you ever give up hope and be like, bro, I'm never getting out of here? You know?
Yeah, I mean, freshly sentenced, that's the first thing going through your mind.
Yeah.
And then, like, even with religion, I went through stages.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was a Christian.
Yeah.
Then I became an atheist. And I was an atheist for a long time. Then I started studying the Nation of Islam. Then I started reading up on Malcolm X.
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, I'm seeing how he looking at it. Then boom, he was, I think, Detroit Red or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then he go to jail. Now he reading. You know what I'm saying? Now his mind opening. Like he say, he used prison as a college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He educated himself. So I'm looking at that. I'm like, damn. And it's inspiring.